Welcome to day number 60 of the 90-Day Happiness Challenge. I am Matthew Amber McLean, the Shamanic Happiness Coach. Cheers. I always love my tea just before. So, we've done a lot of work, super exciting. We have gone through the transitions of getting you to understand the reality that we've created, understand how our projections work, how our perceptions work, and then taking charge about like what journey we're on. What does our hero journey look like? So now we are going to be primed to being able to change our internal state. Okay? Oh, hi, Bubbies. You going to come and lay with us? I left you a space right here. Come in. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's going to come with us. So now, like I just said, we are going to engage in the creation of a different internal state, because what happens on the inside of you is happening on the outside of you. So this is just another skill, but this is a very crucial skill in being able to generate the experiences that we want, the synchronicities that are going to be for our greatest and highest good, and to understand or to give us a barometer of when we lose track, so to speak, of our forward momentum internally. So maybe we feel a little bit disempowered one day. What do we do with that? And so we want to be able to have a skill that brings us like back to our center, allows our energy to flow, and allows our body to unify with our consciousness a little bit better, so that we can actually create the world that's in front of us, okay? And the reason why we do this, again, is because all of the experiences that we've had up until this point today are generally ingrained in your tissues. And how this happens is when we have elevated, or let me think, the word would be, sorry, very exciting or agitating experiences on the outside that dictate that same level of emotional correspondence. So if I'm extremely angry or if I'm extremely pleased, your body responds to that by paying attention a little bit more than just subtle lines, just subtle behaviors, okay? And so when we experience those things, your body puts off chemicals and whatnot, and it creates a certain state of mind that correlates with the feelings that you're having. So, for instance, when I'm in a situation and all of a sudden I feel bad about it for some reason, that is actually generated because I'm having a thought that tells me that I should feel bad about this based on the interactions that I'm experiencing for whatever reason. And because of that, your chemicals on the inside trigger an emotional state that cause a physical response. And so however that feeling of bad manifests inside of you becomes a signal for the body. So when we have these elevated states of either good or bad, your body pays a little bit more attention, and when they happen continuously, or if we even think about them again, because our internal body actually, the reality of our internal body doesn't exist in this outside world. That's just a perception, an ability for the body to see in the outside world, but we can only influence it about to the degree of 5%, so to speak. So 5% of your internal reality is dictated by the outside world, and 95% of it is dictated by the chemicals, the behaviors, the patterns that you have on the inside. So your body actually views that 95% as what it is. That's what it's made of. So when we think about the programming of all these the programming that all these experiences leave on us, when we think about that experience again, it generates the same response. So a continuous loop. And if we don't have the consciousness or the will or the drive to change our associations with those things, then it creates a continuous feedback loop that can last for years and keep us in suffering. So what we're going to do today is incorporate now the ability to embody emotions, or to meditate with an elevated state, okay? And we can do this using like a loving kindness meditation, or something of that nature, okay? If you want to use this to rewrite certain programmings that you've had, that's perfectly fine. What you would do is modify this meditation that I'm actually going to facilitate for you in the second half of this video. And you would simply bring in thoughts of gratitude, of appreciation, of love, of joy, so elevated emotional states that your body pays attention to. And when you do this, you're in the state of something that's perhaps is dysregulating, what you're doing is forcing your body to produce the chemicals that correspond with the elevated emotion rather than what your memory is dictating, okay? And the big thing about this is to embody them. And what that means is that you need to feel them authentically. So when I'm feeling love, I'm going to find a way to feel that authentically. And we all know how to do these things because we have the ability to have gratitude, to have joy, to have love, and all of these things. We just have them usually directed at specific scenarios or specific people or objects. When we take that same feeling, because we know how to generate it in that specific circumstance, and we move it, or we choose to generate it, then what it does is it softens the old programming, and we start to rewrite the new one, okay? And one of the ways that we get to do this, that we can utilize, is just the breath as well. So understanding the breath is huge as well in this space as well. So what we are doing now is going to be adopting a routine of meditation. And you can use this at any time, but to actually show significant results, you will need to meditate every single day. And it doesn't mean that you have to be eyes closed. It just means that you have to be able to have your awareness completely on something, such as these elevated emotions, with the experience that you want to create or to have those elevated emotions for. So if that's a dysregulated thing and you're shifting it around, you want to be able to witness the dysregulation and still bring in loving kindness, okay? So you could do this in the moment once you've gained practice and you become familiar with how to do that. When we struggle to do this is when we know that we just need to bring it back to the internals and reduce the outward stimulus, okay? When we can handle more outward stimulus is when we can go into the world and be meditating all the time consciously, okay? Because technically, again, I probably mentioned this in another video, we are meditating 24/7. It's just that sometimes we are conscious and most of the time we are unconscious about it. So being conscious about it means that we have the influence over our state of being, okay? And over what awareness is going to. Excuse me. So, let's see. To finish the explanation off, once we have done this enough, what we end up doing is changing our internal state to represent a more happy existence, so to speak, a more fulfilling existence, a pleasant existence. So instead of walking in the world with programming that has been dictated by suffering or dysregulation, we're walking through the world with programming that has been dictated by joy and love. Very, very different. And appreciation, gratitude, and all the other elevated emotions. So when we approach something, we have a different perspective in general, because our perspective is based on our ability, is based on the previous experiences that we've had. So as we let go of those previous experiences to write new ones or to regenerate and embolden the positive experiences, then the internal framework that you're built of changes, because as your body is induced with chemicals from all of these emotions and whatnot, internally your system begins to respond, specifically after you habituate these feelings. And what that ends up doing is actually modifying our DNA. And you can go ahead and look at epigenetics. It's a huge field, and this is exactly what we're doing, is just modifying that in some way. So, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and say, share the video, go ahead and write about your process, what you just felt within your meditation, and how it actually impacted the rest of your day. You are going to be doing this type of meditation every single day. And it actually can happen much quicker than what we're about to go through, especially when you become used to doing it. And you can do it on your own. Or you can find another video. No big deal. There's myriads of them out there. Eventually, I will get to putting one up on the website. Right now, I am busy preparing and making sure I've got my I's dotted and my T's crossed for the Shamanic Manifestation Workshop. So if that is something you're interested in, make sure you check out the link on my page. And join us. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. This is a technique that we will be learning, but I'm going to go into much greater detail on the science of it and actually guide you through many more meditations that help to increase our state and transform us as a being. so that we actually exhibit kind of like supernatural powers rather than just being a mundane. Very interesting. So share the video, use the hashtag of 90 Day Happiness Challenge, and also tag me, Matthew Emery McLean, Shamanic Happiness Coach, so that I can see your progress. And if you have any questions, of course, reach out to me. I am here for you. I'm here in service to help bring balance and equanimity, so to speak, to our life so that we feel good, we're inspired, we can create what we're here to create. And if you need to do that, you can call me or you can text me at 775-800-4271. Or you can find me on Facebook and then just send a little message there. Or you can send an email to Matthew@shamanichappinesscoach.com. Yes. Okay, here we go. Super exciting. So first thing we're going to do when we meditate in this space is just go ahead and reduce our outward stimulus. And that's going to look different for everybody. In general, oops, you got to tie this. In general, what we want to do is find a quiet space so we don't have a lot of auditory disruption. We want to be able to find a space where we're not going to be working or tempted to work or tempted to think about our chore list. And that could be almost anywhere. It could be your couch, wherever. Or maybe you have a meditation space. You want to go ahead and calm your system down, and you can use all of those other, there's a myriad of tools. I enjoy sage and I enjoy breathing. So we're going to go ahead and practice those two things. The reason why sage is so cool is because just that smoke actually engages your autonomic nervous system, and it helps to calm it down. Yeah. So our nerves pick up that we're safe, that we're clear, and it also goes through the electromagnetic field that we're exuding and helps to calm that down too. I also like to include sound sometimes, and that can be, I like using the bowl, and hopefully this isn't disrupting for the video. I'm just going to do a nice little tap once in a while. That's a little too much. There we go, something small. That's nice. Okay, so we can do something small. Will it even work right there? Yeah, it does work there, cool. So it works in my lap. I'm going to keep it there. So we are not going to put music to this because Facebook has an algorithm. And it will detect what music it is and then shut off all the audio for the video or delete the video entirely. And I also want to respect whatever music choice you might want to do. I love harp, nature sounds. I love ocean sounds. I love Tibetan bowls and flutes. I love the sound of fire as well. Rain can be another one. All of these things are great because they actually help to calm down or create more of like a white noise effect so that any auditory disruptions you might experience are lessened. Okay, you might not notice them as much. So to start with meditation, unless you're extremely proficient and you can go out in the outside world and meditate on a dime and just be there, go ahead and close your eyes and just reduce the visual stimulus. And make sure that you're also in some type of position that does not an aggravated pretzel position. If you can't pretzel, don't pretzel, because we don't want to create any strain or tension on the body. So you can do this lying down, or you can just do this sitting. It's only going to take about 10 or 15 minutes. It's really not that long, okay? So first we're going to start with our eyes closed, like I said, and we're going to go ahead and just start to breathe in and out of our nose. Just breathing nice in and out of our nose. You can notice that I do have my hands on my knees right here, and I have them facing up. That's because I kind of want to have an outward sensory experience, but sometimes you might want to have an inward sensory experience, and so you can put your antennas in the antennas of your body or anywhere we have a high density of nerve endings, so that could be here. So you could put it down like this, okay? Actually, I'm going to do this. So just breathing in and out nice and slow, and what we're going to do is sit in this state, this nice breath in and out, and we don't need to count. The only thing that we want to do is just experience a long breath. And as you experience more long breaths, you become comfortable in that ability, and your system calms down. Okay, so we're just going to allow our autonomic nervous system to take a break, and just breathe in and out for about 60 seconds. And then roughly that's 15 breaths. And when we're breathing, let's just have the visualization of the breath coming in through the nose so we can feel that. It's going to track down our throat and into our lungs. And as it fills our lungs from the bottom up, just like a glass of water or something like that. And so we can engage the stomach appropriately. And as we're meditating here, as we're breathing, just falling in, just allowing your body, your limbs to settle. Bringing all of your awareness to the breath in and out. If you can elongate your breath, go ahead and do that. Tolkien and I, at the same time, just took a breath, so you can see our electromagnetic field is already entwined. Good. Now, in your internal state, we're just going to observe what it feels like to breathe. So feeling your shoulders rise and fall, feeling the clothing, jewelry, or hair that you have on your body move ever so slightly. And what we're doing is allowing our awareness to expand from a single point to infinite points, okay? So we're feeling even perhaps now the temperature on our skin and how it's different from the crown of our head to our tippy toes. And then we could try to feel the temperature that's in the room and in different parts of the room. And then we can bring our awareness to the sounds that we hear, because those permeate great distances. And then we can let go of sound. We don't really need to pay attention to the sounds that are within the room. You can listen to my voice, of course. And in this state, what we're going to do is we're going to generate an emotion, and by doing that, we're going to picture a scene with somebody that is our most beloved, whoever that would be. This could be two-legged, four-legged, finned, furred, scales, whichever. And we're just going to watch them play and have a good time, be extremely joyous, and just feel into that. Watching them play and feel into the appreciation you have for them having a good time. Feel into the gratitude that you wish that this moment would last forever for them, that they would experience all the causes of joy forever. And perhaps you can bring gratitude even further by remembering a time in which you were able to engage with them and have an impact, a playful moment. Good. And we're just going to feel into this experience, generating gratitude, love, and joy, and feel it through the body. And get to the space where you feel it completely in your body in authentic ways. And Imagine all the aspirations you have for them to experience life in the most meaningful ways. And if we must, we can include a mantra, like a loving kindness mantra. And we could say something such as, may you be well, and may you be happy, and may you be comfortable and at peace. And when you have those thoughts, we can project our awareness to them with those thoughts. Mm-hmm. Just allowing them to be enveloped in this amazing field of appreciation, of gratitude, of love that you're giving them. You're sending your awareness outside of your body. And let's go ahead and expand our awareness now. And let's bring those same loves and feelings of appreciation, of aspiration, of wanting them to experience joy and all the causes of joy, all the causes of happiness. Let's spread that to everybody, because as everybody does that, then we remove the need to feel suffering and the need to validate suffering in our internal state, to victimize ourselves. And so by doing that, we also remove the need to hurt, to cast our shadow out into the world. And so we can imagine everybody all over this planet. We can start in the city, going to the state, to our country, to other countries, into the world. And we can imagine everyone being filled with love and kindness and joy and an appreciation for life and this amazing frequency of love that we want everybody to experience. Because as they do that, they no longer will have the need to spread any hurt, to spread any pain, and they will exist in a state of appreciation of love and togetherness, a sense of oneness of the community. They will feel wanted, they will feel appreciated, connected. Yeah. And if you do that and you generate enough of this emotion, I can feel a lot of your emotions right now, you can just feel the end of suffering and what that is like. And we can stay in this state and just imagining, we're only just imagining right now, using the mind's eye to project our awareness and the love that we have, the appreciation that we have for this state of being to every one of our relations. And so what if we were to also send this to every single creature on the planet, and so that we could return to a sense of harmony, a sense of balance. And right now you can feel your internal state has changed. You're calm. You're breathing nice and slow. If you've started to hold your breath because of an elevated emotion, just release it. And if for some reason we've come out of the space of this open awareness and we're thinking of other things, just return to the breath, and then return to sensation, return to your most beloved, the feelings, and then back to all of our relations, continuously expressing that love. And now we're going to go ahead and bring to mind our future existence walking through this world. Our future existence when we encounter people, and instead of shying away, we engage, and there's a mutual engagement of friendly banter or conversation or understanding, the recognition of importance, of sovereignty, of respect, of an exchange of knowledge and wisdom. And as we have that exchange, this amazing amount of love grows between you. And you can see it happening. You can see it. Perhaps it's a beautiful pink color, a beautiful uplifting pink that just exchanges between the hearts of each of you. And you can go throughout your day just kind of projecting your day forward in this fashion, to create a day where you approach every scenario with an open mind, an open heart, a willingness to experience and a receptivity to experience. And to experience love, to experience happiness, to experience joy and all the causes of joy. And if for some reason we do encounter a moment of suffering, we can immediately think and generate this willingness for balance, this willingness for everything to be in an equanimous harmony, equimonious harmony. And so we can continue forward in this space, exploring, not exploring, whatever. You can just be and allow things to come to you. We don't even have to project a need to walk through the world. We can allow things to come to us. In this state, we're closer to the unified field, and so we will be getting a lot more synchronistic information and downloads as well. Good. And just remain in this field. And if at any time we need to again bring in a mantra, I always welcome the most common out there, so to speak, of may you be well, may you be happy, and may you be comfortable and at peace. And if we say that 4 times to an individual, express it through our body, through our emotions, our genuine desire to see suffering diminish in the world, and to see joy and happiness overtake everything, break out of all bounds of perception that we have created, all limitations. And when we say that mantra 4 times, at the 4th time we can realize and witness them to be in that state, in this glorified state, this elevated state of frequency and consciousness of being, where they are removed of suffering and they have entered into their own divine presence. And when you're done, when you feel complete, you can simply just draw your attention back into the room, hearing sound and feeling temperature, back into your breath and the slowness of it, feeling how your body moves and all those sensations that you feel as your body moves when you breathe, because breathing is a full body experience. And then you can just focus in on the breath coming back in and out of your nose. And then when you're ready, you can come to eyes open, gradually, safely. Sometimes it might take us a second to come back into the space, and that's okay. And so if you do need to watch this video again, please go ahead and do that. You can just fast forward and start when we begin the meditation, or you can find a loving kindness meditation of your own. The key here is to engage in these emotions, because I've got a lot of emotions flowing through me. I feel you. Happy emotions, good emotions. As we engage in that, we can feel our internal chemistry changing and moving. You might notice that your stomach wakes up when you start to digest food, or you feel hungry again. You might notice inspiration and aspirations come to you. You might notice creativity come to you, a sense of ease and calm. Okay? And so for today, we're just going to be experiencing the loving kindness meditation and how it is. What does it do for the rest of our day? Can we bring that to future states? Can we bring it to a present moment? If you're able to do this meditation 3 times a day, you'll begin to notice very quickly that your entire internal state will begin to change. And this also is going to be reflective in your in the chemicals that your body produces, the genes that you're exhibiting phenotypically, and also like your body will begin to heal quicker. You'll notice that your emotional states, any suffering that you were in throughout the day, will actually be softened, and maybe certain situations that would dysregulate you will not dysregulate you as much, and you'll find more energy for yourself. So, be well, and I say namaste, and I will see you tomorrow for day number 61. Yes, yes. Goodbye, and have a good day. Thank you.